side that when they came back here, they can't release that information. There was a person that said he couldn't, he's not allowed to release that information. There's information that he cannot release, of course, because I'll put it to you this way. Not even think, let me just put it to you like this. If someone was on the other side, they came back down here to this crummy planet, telling human beings what they saw, right? The other side has nothing to do with human beings. It's no nationality, no race, none of that. It's totally love, it's pure, it's different. They come back down here, of course they're going to be restricted. They're not going to be allowed to open their mouth because they know that you and me are going to turn our backs. It could be the most closest person you knew for 30 years. You tell them something like that, they're gonna want trying to hurt you in a certain way. It could be any kind of way. That's how strong it is. Somebody you're married to will turn on you because they can't understand that. That's why they're not allowed to speak or to say the things that they saw. They're not allowed to say anything. There are things that we can't not know or understand. It'll hurt, it'll offend people, it'll push people's buttons, it'll hit people the wrong way. There are things that people have saw. They know better. They know they can't explain this to everybody. So they explain few, they explain some. I'll give them some. Explain to them some of the story. Not everything. You can't explain everything, man. That's why you shouldn't get offended if I or if someone ever told you I can't tell you that. I'm sorry. Like, just respect my wishes. Like, respect me for who I am. Like, I can't tell you why. I can't. I'll get in trouble. Like, literally, like, that's locked away forever until you die. Like, that person will have to experience that when they leave this earth, what that other person saw. It's locked away. You can't have access to that information because people are not going to understand it. You got ignorant people. If somebody tells me one time, listen, man, I can't tell you that. Like, I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna say, you know what? It's gonna make me think more. It's gonna make me run to God. Listen, give me that person's experience. I know that person can't tell me, but I go to God. You see, I take people for their word. You got stupid, ignorant people that you tell them something, they go over your head. Somebody warns me like, yo, somebody got robbed. Oh, what if they're lying, bro? Though, like, you're gonna believe them? Of course, I'm still gonna believe them. What? Because what if they're not lying? If someone tells me don't go down that street over there, that block, because someone's getting jumped or stabbed, I just witnessed someone stabbing someone. Oh, right. I'm gonna turn the other way. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Right. Okay. So, anyway, like I was saying, if they're lying, it doesn't matter. Putting your life at risk, though. You're not. What if you actually see that? And then God forbid, the person is gone and then you get accused of something that you never even did. Think, you guys, we're not thinking. Common sense is stripped from us. We're so messed up that we need to reprogram ourselves to who we once were. Coming back to the very beginning. Like, we don't even understand the simple things anymore. Simple things that's in front of your eyes, in front of your face. We don't understand it because we're in a circle. Everything around us, we're in a bubble. That's why. Jesus says, return back to your first love. He's not just saying return back to your first love because he's not using letters and words. There's revelation, there's definitions behind what he's saying. And there's power and meaning behind what he's saying. He's saying, return back. How do you return back? You have to do things. Your mind, whether it's a mental or emotional thing, come back to me. I'll help you. Come back to God. Come back to me. Stop this. It hurts God. I can't even imagine because he's not a human being. God's not human. He's a spirit. He has masculine and feminine attributes. We can't comprehend that he's God. Okay, we call him he because, we have to. It's just a word. We have to say he, but he's not a human. He's not anything. He's a being. Okay? We need to understand that. We can't comprehend God. Now, the wrath of God is not human wrath. That's what people fail. They can't understand. Just because you don't understand something, you don't just throw it, knock it off. Oh, well, I don't understand it, so it's not true. That is the Bible. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little something. Okay. 100 years ago, the Bible was feared. respected. Now, forget about it. But back then, still is in other countries right now. People that are getting persecuted, getting killed, getting murdered. There's a love for that. There's a love for Christ. There's a respect for the Bible. And other places you have no idea about, because you know why? Because we're in America. America is a pagan, antichrist, godless nation. This is why you're on the job. People act funny towards you. You try and figure out what's wrong with people. What is wrong with this dude over here? Why is she staring at me because I have a Bible? Why is she staring because I'm reading my little Bible on my lunch break? What's wrong with people? Why do I feel funny? Is there something wrong with me? Am I crazy? Why are people looking at me funny on wherever your transportation system you take, or if you're in your car, if you're on the highway, the road, why are people staring at me a certain way? Why are people, why do people gossip? Why do I feel iffy, off the atmosphere? Why is it weird? You know why? Because you don't belong to this world. That's why. Jesus said, you don't belong here. You understand that? God will try to show you things. He'll even show you the messed up things. For example, rejection. Rejection is God's protection. Rejection is God probably protecting you from that person. You may be hurt, crying over it, but God knows. God knows. You see, God is not going to let you get hurt. God's not going to let you get hurt. God's not purposely doing this. That's why sometimes we go through stuff in life. We think we're crazy. No. And it's not all the time it's a rejection spirit. Oh, it's a rejection spirit. Not at all. It's because, and people say, oh, you have the problem. No. God works through the evil too. God works through the weak things of the world to confound the wise. He works through the bad messes of life. He works through the evil. Just to show you something. Who he is, how strong he is, who he is, he's God. To show you that, hey, look, listen. The reason why this person rejected you, even if you never know, when you go to the other side, then you'll realize, wow, I was being protected this whole time. You see everything in a flash, in a second. Wow, God was protecting me from this person, from this vile, wicked person. Wow, God was protecting me this whole time. You start to realize certain things, people. Wow, the Lord was literally saving me for the right one. And if I would have went with this person, my life would have been a miserable living hell on the earth. But instead, God allowed that rejection. I'm talking about you seeing all of this when you're on the other side. You're seeing all this for what it is now, after you die. And then, God's showing you all these things so you understand. When we leave this earth, we're going to understand. We're going to know. Things that, you see, we're trapped in time and space. We're in a box, okay? We're confined in time and space, okay? We don't know. Our minds are limited. We don't know anything really much. Once our bodies expire, time's up, then we're going to comprehend and just see things that, wow, we never noticed ever before. So, yeah, God is unlimited, He's infinite. He's infinite. So that's what we have to understand and know. Okay, you read the Bible, you say to yourself, how is this just a test? It seems, not even the fact that people back then lived 900 years or 1,000 years, but you say to yourself, he's saying it's a test because this is nothing still compared to eternity. That's why he's saying it's a test, even though it's so bad, it's so hard. But it's still a test. Now, draw closer to him. And trust me, God will provide the right kind of decent human beings. God won't provide you with animals. He's going to provide as a sacrifice. No, as a decent sacrifice. He's going to provide you with decent human beings. So God will never do anything to hurt his children. Okay, that's the enemy's job. But people have that mentality because they've been brainwashed all these years. It has nothing to do with God. God will never provide you with an animal or a rotten human being or rotten person as a decent sacrifice. God will give you decent people, decent human beings in your life. People that truly they care about you. They want your best interest. God will never put selfish people in your life. God will never put selfish people in your life. People that are selfish, people that are greedy, people that will hurt you. You see, God will never do that. God will never hurt you. And that's the thing that's shocking. It's just so shocking because people actually believe that. They believe that about God, that He's responsible. He's this, He's that, but they're not seeing in between the lenses of things. When you're in a situation, stop blaming God for once. Stop blaming God. Start to see life a little bit clearer from a different lens point of view. See it from a lens point of view. Like for real, seriously. See it a little differently, because everything is not God. Everything is not God. God is not the one. God is not the one. God is not the one. Right? Hurting people. God is not the one hurting people, you guys. He's not. It's a misconception, because He's not the one. He's not the one. God is not the one. He's not the one hurting people here. I hear that all the time. God this, God that. Why did God this? Well, we're never going to know everything. But for once, just know that God loves you. He still loves you. Even though, yes, He saw what you went through. He's seen all of that. He saw what I went through. But to know that He loves me, to know that He understands, He knows, He's letting you know right there, that's life, my son, my child, that's life. That's life. That's why it's a part of life. It's a part of life. That doesn't mean I had anything to do with that. But God will take things that's a part of life and use it to His advantage, for His glory. He'll use it to our advantage as well also. If we stop blaming Him for things that He has nothing to do with. Listen to these people too much. These people talking, even these deliverance ministers, talking about, if you have a rejection spirit, let me get that rejection spirit off of you. It's not a rejection spirit. Man, it don't have to be anything. You could just be having a bad day. You could be feeling angry because somebody hurts you, and they'll just say, oh, you have an angry spirit on you. You could just, like, literally, you could just, well, you have this problem over here. You're being annoyed because it's a spirit. It's a spirit, or you're living in sin because you're flesh. Because you ran away. No, you're living in sin, You're living in sin because you ran away from God. No, I didn't. It's just my flesh, man. What are you talking about? See what I'm saying? I can give you so many other examples, but people don't decipher. They don't discern what they're saying. Period. They don't know. Stay encouraged.